Hey Aquarius, welcome to your October 2017 overview reading. So in honor of October and of Halloween, I'm doing a spread called The Vampire's Kiss. And so this spread is really cool because it's all about like how to cope with the shadow self and how to nurture the shadow self. And so, it's not anything scary because we all have that part of us within ourselves. So I've really enjoyed doing this spread. It's been a lot of fun. So anyway, that doesn't count. Okay, so the other thing, I have a romance, partnership, healing from past relationships workshop that I am starting on September 30th. And so if you're interested in that, make sure you stay tuned at the end because I'm going to be giving all the details on that workshop. I've been getting requests to do partnership manifestation a lot because it's something that I do in my practice often. So if you're interested, go ahead and stay tuned for that. Okay, so the Doreen Virtue card I have for you is Sonia. I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. Okay, so I just want to be clear that the way, because this is a general reading, this could also be coming from someone who is currently in the process of transitioning. Not explicitly someone, this is a message that I'm getting from this. It's not explicitly someone who is already passed, but someone who is also in the process of transitioning out of their earth body. So I know that's really sensitive for some people, but it does look like that's the main message that needs to come through for people who are watching this and who are experiencing this. Okay, so let's see. Paulina, Cassidy, we have enthusiasm. Life is always brighter when you wake up each day with the spirit of enthusiasm, and that is absolutely true. It just helps to put a little bit more pep in your step and to just make things more enjoyable overall. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the reading. What should I give myself over to? Now, don't overthink the question. I'll explain once I read it. Okay, 9 of Cups. So it looks like you actually have a lot more power and manifestation this month. You know, it's one of those things that really focus on your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. And so when it says, what should you give yourself over to? It's give yourself over to the possibility that your dreams and wishes are going to be fulfilled. It's that belief, that hope and faith that you can cultivate anything you set your mind to in this lifetime. And so this is a really strong position for this card as well, is like giving yourself over to possibility that things are going to happen better than you ever thought possible. What happens when I abandon rational thought? This is when we get into like, how do you cope with shadow? So it just looks like you put a huge wall up. You ice people out almost, like, oh, I'm not thinking things through. I'm making irrational decisions. And so I'm just going to protect myself from everyone around me by creating this huge barrier, like, kind of bringing the hammer down in terms of I need to protect myself first. And so, the way that you can actually be more receptive to other people and through these processes is by just giving things some extra thought before you take action, and then you don't put up that gigantic wall. So it's just giving things a little bit of forethought before actually, pulling the trigger on things. Okay, now we have Who Wants to Kiss Me? Now, the way I've been reading this in the spreads is Who is sending you a lot of love right now? The Star. So there is someone, for some of you, it's going to be this person. It's going to be the person who's transitioning out of their earth body. But this could also be another Aquarian, or someone who you are really having a lot of hopes for things to work out. You know, this is the card of soulmates and that kind of astral connection that you have outside of physical connection. So it looks like there's someone, like there's mutual hope there, like someone's kind of meeting you in dream time space, where you're really showing each other a lot of love and connection in that way. Okay, how do I embrace my darkness? So this is, how do you nurture the shadow self? Like, how do you cope with it? Resting. So making sure you're getting adequate rest rather than burning the candle at both ends. So it's just about doing things to recharge your batteries is really, really vital, especially in October. We have the energies are calming down. We are sinking into the fall months if you're in the northern hemisphere. And so with the transition of seasons, no matter what part of the world you're in, it's an energetic adjustment. And so make sure that you are giving yourself the time and space to rest. If you're headed into spring, if you're in the southern hemisphere, a lot of people get agitated. So make sure that you're just resting. Okay, what thrives in darkness? So how I'm reading this is like, what do you need to let go of to make sure that you aren't attracting more shadow and more darkness in your life? So it's kind of, there's some control issues, like I want things to happen on my terms and in my time, that is actually kind of where expectations and disappointments fester. And so you want to make sure that you are holding space for possibility, giving yourself adequate rest, but also not putting so much pressure on yourself that you are beating yourself up. Make sure that this with the Emperor sitting here, it's like you really need to be gentle and compassionate with yourself. Okay, and we have what thrills me? Work. So this isn't just like a getting down to brass tacks, but this is like planning for your future, figuring out your next steps. Like that's going to be really, really exciting, sitting down and like getting out a calendar, which isn't a common, you know, it's not something that generally comes easy to Aquarians to really cohesively create a plan. That's something you see more in like a Virgo. But here, it just looks like there's something going on that you're really excited to plan for. And so there's this excited, enthusiastic energy to planning your next steps and seeing, ooh, what can I accomplish in X amount of time? Okay, so now we have what increases immortality, aka how can you help your health? Okay, this has come up quite a bit for other signs. There's something you need to let go of, whether it be you're really stressed out and you need to figure out a way to let go of that stress. You need to quit smoking. You need to stop drinking so much. Like this screams habit that you have to let go of. And I think that that's true for a lot of people in terms of health. Like generally health is around habits. And what are you doing consistently every single day? You know, smoking isn't bad because you smoked a cigarette one time. Smoking is bad because it's something that a lot of people do multiple times a day. And so really identifying what is happening in your body that you do on a regular basis that, you know, is ideal for you to let go of. Okay, so now we have what lives forever. Okay, so what lives forever is cycles of life. So the transitional period, the endings, the beginnings, just the cycles. So nothing is permanent. As weird as that sounds, it's like even if there are physically permanent things, your feelings around those physically permanent things will change. So it's kind of like, okay, if you let go of a relationship, if you break up, that may be permanent. That may be a cycle that's coming to an end. But then as that continues, your feelings around the relationships also shift. And so everything is a cycle. So just consider that's the only thing that's permanent, is the fact that there is inevitable change and cycles within your life. Okay, so what action do you need to take this month? Work, 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 work. You need to do things that are planning for building a foundation for yourself and really sinking into, I need to get this done. It's really about, the theme that I've seen for Aquarians is really about structure. It's about embodying more of, I need to get things done and make things happen. And not in a bad way, but just in a way that's going to prepare you for later on. I'm going to clarify the 10 of Swords just so that I know everyone gets scared when they see like the Tower of 10 of Swords. So I'm just going to see what exactly, like what increases your immortality. So this is around your health. 8 of Rods. Oh, this is interesting. What is this? So there's something here because they're using the symbolism of like a ship or a boat that's on fire. What I see this as is like there's both an emotional component and taking action that are both here. There's something about your emotional health that needs to go as well. So this is starting to look more and more like negative thoughts, negative thought forms and processes that you have that are just repetitive. So a lot of being hard on yourself is coming up that's impacting your health. I had my old acupuncturist who I absolutely love to death. He was like, out of all the bad things that we put in our bodies, bad thoughts are the worst. And that's what really resonates here. So make sure you're being gentle with yourself, telling yourself nice things, because your body is listening. Okay? Your body is listening to what you're telling yourself. So please keep that in mind. Be gentle, give yourself plenty of rest, and have hope, faith, and belief that things are going to work out. Okay, I'm going to clarify the star as well. So who wants to kiss you, or who is sending you love? Page of Cups. Okay, so this is someone, this is starting to look romantic, like a romantic partner, some type of soulmate. And keep in mind that this could also be someone who is in the process of heading into your life but hasn't manifested quite yet. That's also the other thing, because the star is another one of those cards that's like up in the astral, you're working things out, but it may not show up in physical earth time yet. So that's the main part of the reading. Now I'm going to do, because I'm not doing a timeline this month, I'm going to do like a pick your own spread, and it'll give you additional info. So go ahead and pick a card that's calling to you. This is your growth period for the month. Wild Unknown is going to be your environment for the month. And then I'll use the Slutist Tarot for your relationships, your romantic life, your love life, whether you're single or coupled, these both apply to you. Okay, all right. So spread number 1. Oh, and I should also add that this, I mean, you can pick, like you can mix and match whatever you want. Okay, high flying. So this is your kind of ascending, you're leveling up. And this looks like it's work-oriented big time, because it's like this internal transformation. You know, we have representative, or represented by the butterfly, just metaphorically and symbolically. And so it looks like you're kind of branching out into the world in this really big way in terms of rebirthing yourself emotionally and in what you have to offer the world. It's like there's new realizations that are coming in terms of what's your purpose, what are you here for, what's your mission. Your environment is the Daughter of Wands, so it looks like you are kind of holding in. You're like, because if you can see, like, this snake is wrapped around the wand, it's more of being a little bit possessive with your energy, not in a bad way. I know that possessive has a negative connotation, but this is about you holding back, similar to the Four of Coins in terms of not giving it all up right off the bat. So it's just being a little bit more selective with who you're giving your energy to and how much you're giving to them. And then in your romantic relationships, we have Nine of Swords. So there's definitely fear pictures, worry that are coming up for, it looks like either one or both of you. And this, if you're single, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to find anybody. There's a picture that's sitting in your space around that. And so this is, the other thing that's coming through for this is like, what am I doing? What is going on in my relationship? Is this right? Is this where I need to be? So it's a lot of questioning. It's a lot of fear. It's a lot of, and it also looks like there's a certain level of, like self-deprecation or finding yourself in situations that are unhealthy that need to transform. So there's a lot of stuff going on with the Nine of Swords, but it's all about reevaluating really what you should in your life be doing. What's the ideal circumstance and situation for yourself? Spread number 2, we have solar plexus. So this is working, and there's also a certain level of being hard on yourself that needs to shift here. So with the solar plexus, it's all about taking action and willpower and doing things that you know are right for you, but then also working too hard. So it's coming into balance with what you can control and what you can't. Your environment is the Three of Swords. So it looks like there's absolutely some grief surrounding you in one way or another, whether this be someone who has passed away, a relationship that you are realizing you need to let go of or have already let go of, or, you know, this could even be a job or a project. You know, grief comes in all shapes and sizes, so don't get locked into it's just heartbreak, even though this is traditionally what that means. Really, the way I see this is it's just grief. It's just grief. So, there's something that you are grieving in terms of thought forms. Okay. And in your relationships, we have Five of Swords. So there's disappointment coming through, frustration, whether you're coupled or dating, it's just like kind of, you know, wanting to tear your hair out. And there's a lot of frustration coming off this card as well. It's kind of like not being able to do anything or help the situation and really having to let go of your expectations and what you think is best for, you know, other people or for yourself. It's kind of like there's absolutely some control around wanting things done your way and wanting things to work out exactly how you expect them to be. So make sure that you are just being mindful of that. And don't let this disappoint you, but or don't let this scare you or like, oh my God, I'm going to break up with so-and-so or they're going to break up with me. This is about you figuring out within yourself what exactly are you trying to control and then processing through those feelings of I need to control this. Okay, so spread number 3, we have throat chakra. This has been coming up a lot for, I think, every single reading I've done so far has had this card come up. Now, with the throat chakra, it's all about communicating your thoughts, your needs, your concerns, whatever feelings you have coming up for you. Speak up. Make sure that you are speaking your truth and understanding what is right for you. Let's see what the environment is before I speak more to that. Six of Cups. So you're trying to build a foundation for yourself, but the only way you can successfully do that is if you're communicating to yourself, to others, and to God, divine source, the universe, whatever, that this is what you want. I want to be grounded. I want to be stable. I want, you know, A, B, C. So make sure that you're communicating what you want in the affirmative. And then in your romantic relationships, we have Nine of Coins. So it looks like you're stepping into a state of abundance, more clarity around what exactly you want and desire from a partnership. And it also, because we have the throat chakra sitting in the middle, it's about communicating that. If there's something that you want or need, speak up. And now is the time to do it, because if you're able to plant roots, you know, that's going to show up in your relationships as well. Also, for this, it looks like if you're dating, then it's more about making sure that you are communicating what you do want and taking an attitude of abundance, because you're going to be able to have more opportunities roll in. And then if you're single, then listen to, because I have my partnership manifestation workshop coming up, and this might resonate with you particularly. So just throwing that out there. Okay, so that's all I have for this reading. I hope you enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed doing these readings. I think they're fun. And I hope you have a fabulous October. And anyway, if you're interested in what I have to offer, I do single question readings. I have my one-on-one sessions. The links for both of those are in the description box below. I have my partnership manifestation workshop that starts on September 30th and October 1st. That's the first session that I'm doing for, you know, since it's like the first time that I'm actually offering this to everybody. And so we like work through belief systems around partnership that could be preventing you from manifesting a soulmate or someone that you are going to experience partnership with. And then we also work to develop your manifestation so that you're able to call in a partner. Lots and lots of good stuff. I only have 20 spots available. I just launched it. So make sure that you snag a spot if you're interested. The link so you can read about all the details and what it includes, and the times and dates and everything is in the description box. I'll make sure to include that to be like the first link that I put up. And anyway, make sure you follow me on Facebook and Instagram for more goodies and readings. And I will see you next time. Have a great October, everybody.